evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Drux Milan Unboxing. We have a big fight going on in Las Vegas on Saturday night at the Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas. It's a fight for all the marbles. It's a special thing in today's world of fractured titles. When we do get that, I'm not even going to talk about Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. All that is what frustrates one as a boxing fan. But we've got two fighters putting their undefeated records on the line. 17-0 with 30 knockouts. Josh the Tartan Tornado Taylor takes on Jose Carlos Ramirez. I think he's 26-0, 17 knockouts, something like that. He's nicknamed the Jaguar, and that's for all the belts at 140 pounds in the junior welterweight division. Josh Taylor is the ring champion as well as the WBA and IBF champion, whereas Jose Ramirez is the WBO and WBC champion. So a winner will be recognized as a man not only by the ring, but he'll also have all four major sanctioning body belts. And somebody's O's got to go, and that's what you got to love. There's no shame in letting your O go when you challenge yourself. And I think it's an intriguing matchup of styles. I think it's a fight that's going to deliver. If we look at Josh Taylor, he came through in the World Boxing Super Series, won the IBF title there when he beat Ivan Baranchyk, and then he added the WBA title with a close, hard-fought decision over Regis Prograis, whom I still think is a very dangerous man at 140 pounds. He did his mandatory since, and Josh Taylor has come on in leaps and bounds. It was good to watch his pro career and his progress. He was tested against a common opponent that they have, Victor Postol. Before he won the world title, Postol gave him some difficult moments, but he did break through. He did drop Postol, and he did win a hard-fought decision. And then he went on to become a double world champion, and with a Muhammad Ali trophy, as well as the ring belt, which to me means something if you have that ring belt. And Jose Ramirez, on the other hand, he beat Amir Imam for the WBC title, and then he later added the WBO belt by stopping very tall, lanky Maurice Hooker in a firefight. And in his last fight, he fought the same Victor Postol that Josh Taylor fought. And just like Josh Taylor, he had a lot of trouble with that best of European style that Victor Postol has. It was a close fight, and it took him some figuring out to win a majority decision. Now, contrasting styles, Jose Ramirez, he is a steady pressure fighter. He's got good solid boxing skills. His defense is a bit underrated because he's not flashy, and he steadily keeps coming at you and he figures you out. I think he looks pretty basic. He's not a speedster, but what he does that very well. And there's just a lot of small subtleties in his game as well. Good body puncher too. And I think he's not going to beat Josh Taylor in a sort of a sleek boxing match in the center of the ring. He's going to have to bring the pressure. He's going to have to work the body. He's going to have to nail Josh Taylor of something and hurt him. Because Taylor is a southpaw, but he fights just as easily in the orthodox stance. He can fight going backward and box. He can go inside and fight you on the inside like he did against Prograis. He's a good body puncher, and I think Josh Taylor is perhaps slightly quicker of it too. I don't think there's that much in hand speed, but he definitely, for me, he's got the better feet. He's more versatile. He can do a lot more things in that ring than Jose Ramirez can. But I do think Jose Ramirez is a sturdier fighter. It's funny to say that because Josh Taylor has never been remotely close to being stopped or badly hurt. But I just get the feeling that Ramirez is a very solid, tough guy. You're going to battle to hurt this guy. And his hands is a bit heavier. Even though Taylor, his power is different. He catches you with a flashy shot which you don't see coming. So that is what it's going to be. So for Taylor, I don't think his fight is going to be on the inside against Ramirez. I think he's going to use his southpaw stance. He's going to work that jab. He's going to switch stances, give Ramirez all kinds of different looks. And I think he would also be well served to go into the body of Ramirez to stop that forward march. You know, Josh Taylor, he can fight as a southpaw, but he can switch it. If you look at Jose Ramirez, he had trouble with Jose Zepeda, who was a southpaw. He struggled against him. He struggled against a clever, although not as versatile boxer as Josh Taylor in Victor Postol in his last fight. So I kind of think that Jose Ramirez has peaked, has reached this level, whereas we are still going to see more from Josh Taylor. But I might be wrong. There's another thing Ramirez has. They have the same height, but he's got a very slight reach advantage, does Jose Ramirez. So it's only 2.5 inches, but it could be that Taylor just gets the distance wrong and he gets tagged with something. And I think Ramirez will tag Josh Taylor a couple of times, and I think he might shake him, you know, and he might force Taylor to adjust. But at the end of the day, for me, I think it has to be Jose Ramirez by stoppage or Josh Taylor on points. My colleague there in the UK at Ring, Anson Wainwright, he's a lot closer to Coalface. If a Coalface is Josh Taylor there in the UK than I am, he thinks that Taylor is going to win it quite clearly, and he says he might even stop Jose Ramirez. Now, I can see Josh Taylor winning a cleared, wider decision, but I can't see him stopping Jose Ramirez. For me, I think it's going to be a closely contested fight, much like the Regis Prograis fight, but I think it's not going to be quite that close. I think Josh Taylor will run out a clear winner on points in a competitive fight where Jose Ramirez definitely will have his moments. But I think Ramirez is not going to be able to adjust quick enough to the changes that Josh Taylor is going to show him through the course of a fight. Hence, I'm going with a Tartan Tornado. But we'll have a unified 140-pound junior welterweight champion when all is done and dusted. They're both terrific guys, very likable guys, Josh Taylor as well as Jose Carlos Ramirez. Great build-up to a fight. That build-up show they had on ESPN, one of the better ones I've seen. And I'm just looking forward to seeing these two great boxers in the ring, setting the example for all the other fighters out there. And until we see each other again, remember to keep those gloves up.